Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Priya Venkatraman from Pun Vidyashram School. In our previous module, we have discussed about the classification of force, that is contact forces and non-contact forces. These are the two classification of forces. We have discussed about contact forces in detail also. Let us have a small recap. Contact forces are forces which act only when objects are in physical contact with each other and bring about changes. These are the contact forces. Name some contact forces: mechanical force, frictional force, and one more thing, muscular force. Okay, we have discussed all these things. Then today's in this module we are going to discuss about the second category, that is non-contact forces. What are non-contact forces and types of non-contact forces with examples. Some forces do not involve physical contact between two objects on which they act. They act through the space between them. Such forces are called non-contact forces. Okay, in our previous case, that is in contact force, there will be some interaction between the objects. Okay, but in this case, there is no interaction. These forces act even the space between them. Such forces are called non-contact forces. Non-contact forces are forces which can act even when objects are not in physical contact with each other and bring about changes. These are known as non-contact forces. Some important non-contact forces are magnetic force, electrostatic force, gravitational force. Let me explain one by one in detail. Okay, first one, I'll start with magnetic force. When you bring a magnet near iron clips, do not touch the magnet to the iron clips, okay? Just bring a magnet near iron clips or paper clips, okay? The iron clips move from their original position towards the magnet under the influence of magnetic force. You know very well, when you keep a magnet on a table, there will be some magnetic area surrounds the magnet, is known as the magnetic field. If you bring any metal substances like iron inside the magnetic field, what will happen? The iron objects will be moved towards the magnet. Okay, this you have learnt or you know very well. Okay, so in this case, few paper clips, just when they are brought near a magnet, what will happen? They will try to move towards the magnet. Okay, it is seen that magnetic force acts even when two objects, that is the magnet and the iron clips or paper clips, are not in contact with each other. There is no contact between the magnet and paper clips, or there is no interaction between magnet and paper clips, but still the paper clips are moving towards the magnet. So the magnetic force is an example of non-contact force. Here there is no interaction between the object. So this is considered as a non-contact force. Then the second one, electrostatic force. As I have said earlier, take one plastic scale or comb. Okay, rub it on your hair for several times. Dry, your hair should be dry. Okay, rub the plastic scale or comb several times in dry hair. What do you observe? Now afterwards you bring the plastic scale or comb near bits of paper. What do you observe? Why does it happen? That's what we are going to discuss here. When you bring a plastic comb or scale close to a heap of small pieces of paper, nothing happens. Okay, when you bring a normal comb, nothing happens. When you rub a plastic scale or comb several times in dry hair, okay, not in oily hair, okay, and bring it near a heap of small pieces of paper, they are attracted by the comb. Why this is happening? This is because on rubbing, the comb or plastic scale get charged. You know very well all the matter or material, okay, they are made up of atoms. The basic units are atoms. Atoms, they contain the subatomic particles, protons, neutrons and electrons. Okay, neutrons and protons are present in the nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Okay, electrons are movable in nature while protons are non-motile in nature. So when you rub the plastic scale or comb on your hair, what will happen? The comb gets charged, which means the electrons which are present in the comb, they get charged. Since the charge is produced due to rubbing of comb and remains there without any movement. Why I am mentioning the point without any movement? Electrons are present. When you rub it several times on your hair, what will happen? The electrons get charged, right? But these electrons, they got charged but they will not move. Without any movement, they remain in the same place. When it is brought near, these are the negatively charged particles. Electrons are the negatively charged particles. When these are brought near the positively charged particles, there will be some attraction. That is why the bits of papers, they will try to move towards the plastic comb or plastic scale. This type of force is known as electrostatic force. Okay, let me repeat once again. This is because on rubbing the comb get charged. Since the charge is produced due to rubbing of comb and remains there without any movement. This charged particles, that is electrons, actually they are movable in nature, but here they will not move anywhere. Why I have mentioned the word without any movement? Because in the case of electricity, we have electricity only due to the movement of electrons. Electrons, once they get charged, they will move. That is why we have electricity. But here, in this case, electrons, they get charged but they will not move anywhere else. Okay, this is known as, it is called as electrostatic charge. The force exerted by a charged object on another charged or uncharged object is known as electrostatic force. Listen, it is not necessary that the bits of paper, they should contain any charge. They have proton, neutron, everything, electron in it. But it is not necessary that you have to make it charged particle. It's not necessary. Whether it is a charged particle or uncharged particle, doesn't matter. The first one, plastic comb or scale, they got charged because of this charged particle. When it is brought near to the opposite charge, they try to get attracted. Let me repeat, the force exerted by a charged object on another charged or uncharged object. Here, one charged particle or object is comb or plastic scale. The another charged or uncharged particle is, I have given the example, bits of paper. It's not necessary that it should get charged. It's not necessary. Maybe charged particle or uncharged particle. Okay, the force exerted by a charged object on another charged or uncharged object is known as electrostatic force. You observe that the comb and the paper pieces are not in contact with each other, but the electrostatic force is present. The electrostatic force, therefore, is another example of non-contact force. Here also there is no interaction between the comb and the bits of paper, but there is some attraction. That is why it is considered as a non-contact force. Then the third one, gravitational force. Listen, every object in this universe attracts every other object with a certain force. The force with which two objects attract each other is called force of gravitation. For example, when you stand near a tree, can you say, is there any force of attraction between yourself and the tree? Yes. There is some gravitational force present between you and the tree. Okay, the force of gravitation acts even when the two objects are not connected by any means. Gravitational force exists everywhere in the universe. For example, a force exists between your pen and the book while writing. Okay, there will be some force between your pen and the book, between your book and the table. When you keep a book on the table, there is some force of attraction between your book and table. Between you and the tree, when you stand near a tree, there is some force of attraction between you and the tree. So this force is force of gravitation. Then why we are not calculating this? Any answer? Yes, the magnitude of this force depends upon the masses of the two objects. What do you mean by magnitude? The measurement, the numerical values. These are known as the magnitude. Okay. For example, if you say 5 centimeter, this measurement is known as the magnitude. The magnitude of this force depends upon the masses of the two objects and the distance between them. It depends upon two factors. The first one, mass of the object. Then the second one, distance between the objects. If, however, the masses of the objects are small, the force of gravitation between them is also small and cannot be detected easily. Okay, that is what it is negligible. We will not consider. Okay, when you throw an object upwards, for example, ball, say a ball, okay, it falls down towards the earth. Since the ball falls downwards, there must be a force acting on it. This force is due to the attraction between the earth and the object. Not only ball, when you put anything towards the sky, again it falls on the ground. Okay, why? This force is due to the attraction between the earth and the object. It is called the force of gravity. In other words, objects or things fall towards the earth because the earth attracts or pulls the object towards it. The force of attraction exerted by the earth on any object is called the force of gravity or gravity. Do you know one fact? There is some gravitational force present between the sun and the earth. There is also some gravitational force. So these are the three different types of non-contact forces. Name some non-contact forces: magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. What are non-contact forces? Non-contact forces are forces which can act even when objects are not in physical contact with each other and bring about changes. Okay, magnetic force. When you brought some paper clips near the magnet, gets attracted. Okay, so this is known as the magnetic force. Force caused by a magnet is known as magnetic force. Electrostatic force. All the matters or materials are made up of atoms. Atoms are the basic unit. Okay, when you rub any plastic comb or a scale on your hair, what will happen? The electrons in that get charged. So they will find to attract the positively charged particles. Since electrons are negatively charged particle, they will try to attract. So this force is known as electrostatic force. There will not be any interaction. There will not be any interaction between the objects. So this is known as electrostatic force. Then the third one, gravitational force. The force with which two objects attract each other is called force of gravitation. This force of attraction exerted by the earth on any object is known as force of gravity or gravity. Why this is happening? This force is due to the attraction between the earth and the object. It is called the force of gravity. Thank you.